Happy Wednesday all, and thank you for tuning in to Beyond the Dating Apps with CJ. Me. I have been blown away by the amount of support, encouragement, comments, the conversation that we seem to be having both on YouTube and TikTok. So thank you to all new subscribers and anyone that's reached out over the last couple of weeks to thank me, because it just means so much. Also, as I'm starting off with good news, I would like to throw out that there is a little bit of a celebration. About a month ago, a person on TikTok reached out following my content and expressed a negative attitude in dating, shocker. And after a couple messages back and forth, I didn't hear anything more. And then last week, I received a message that the day after the person spoke to me, they had a match, and that match, them two, have been inseparable since. So a win for love. Yes. And as I'm talking about wins, we need to talk about losses. So for anyone in the internet, YouTube world, you may have heard about a dating coach or psychologist called Sadia Khan. Now, this woman is someone that I looked up to and followed. And sadly, we're watching a downfall of this woman as a result of a voice note being leaked. That's been proven, it's not AI. And I just wanted to shout out to any dating coaches out there that are finding themselves in more of a shitstorm, you know, like we have already got a hard enough job without people out there kind of not practicing what they preach or not being the high value person that they are encouraging people to be. So I don't use them words typically, but I just wanted to shout out to all the coaches out there, like, we can still save humanity and bring back love. And to any human that feels that they have been let down or mugged off or taken advantage of by any coach or therapist or anyone that's trying to help you, please know that this isn't a all problem, and there are some good ones out there. And next week's episode, I'm going to be giving you the heads up of what to look for when it comes to looking for help with dating or life, and what to look out for, because this world is and can be very, I don't know what the best word to use, but a scam. And I don't want anyone being scammed following me. So that's next week's episode. Back to today's episode and announcements. We have today's episode of Am I the AITAH UK Edition. And I titled this Proof Humans Are the Red Flag, because it's our human behaviour that is ultimately creating the issues that we are seeing in the dating and relationship world. So before I jump into that one, I wanted to do a shout out for something that's coming up for my local Plymouth, Cornwall folk. You can come down to Plymouth if you are from further afield, but I just wanted to do a separate note. So there is a cool, very unique event happening in Plymouth on the 6th of February. So I'm giving you plenty of notice. Now, the name of this event is called Operation Love Drop, and it's at Capital DC Bar in Plymouth City Centre. What this is the Royal Marines Bachelor auction, and that includes cocktails, bootnecks, and charities. So what this is 5 gentlemen from the Royal Marines who are getting auctioned off to us ladies, and all the money goes to charity, the Marine charity, to help veterans and Marines. So it's all for a good cause. I'm going to keep shouting about it. I'll let you know when I have links, etc. But it's going to be an awesome night. And again, it's something unusual for Plymouth and Cornwall. Let's jump into the episode. Why today's episode? I really took note that people love Am I the AITAH? Whether that's because we have been the AITAH in that situation and can like reflect and laugh, or because we've experienced it. So I felt that a full-on episode of Am I the AITAH would go down a treat and kind of make us all see that we can all be the a-hole at times, and it is about us checking our own behaviors and actions. I know it seems like a hard ask. At the same time, I really do believe that if we start changing these behaviors in dating, it will get better before AI takes over. I'm going to jump in to the first one. I'll read it out as sent. I literally do not look at these. I'd maybe read the first line by accident as I'm going through. So I thought this was a really good way of expressing myself and being less radio and more podcast. Let's do this. Hi, CJ. I went on a date with a guy from Hinge. We had a nice evening, good chat, shared a kiss, even talked about seeing each other again. The next day, he texted saying he was keen. Then nothing. He completely ghosted me. Oh, this is a Plymouth-based one, ready? A week later, I bumped into him on Mutley Plain with another woman. He said he didn't know how to tell me he wasn't interested and thought ghosting was kinder than rejection. Am I the a-hole for calling him out publicly in front of her? I mean, I don't have context of how you called him out. I'd like to assume you did it in a non-shouty, non-aggressive, very sophisticated, ladylike way. Based on that, no, I'm so glad you did. That's so rude. And I really hope what people are taking from this is the reason, because this is such a common reason given by ghosters, is that they didn't know how to tell them. And also it's based on them being scared of the reaction. It's not about them honestly believing it's kinder to do that than actually just tell someone you're not interested. You're not the a-hole as long as you didn't, you know how us women can be. Yeah. It backs up the multiple dating and just avoidance that I go on about. So thank you for sharing. I don't think you are. However, if I'm then sent an email with an edit that says, yes, I did lose my shit, CJ, we could have done it better. Okay, next. CJ, I've been dating this guy for 3 months. I will say Matthew Hussey, the dating coach, has just dropped a podcast, and it's an hour on why this 3-month thing comes up and how and why it's this like 90-day period where it drops off. So just a side note, good listen. I've been dating this guy for 3 months. He's lovely in person, but I've noticed he constantly likes other women's photos on Instagram. Bikinis, flirty selfies, you name it. I told him it bothers me, but he says it's just social media and means nothing. I can't help feeling disrespected. He thinks I'm being insecure. Am I the a-hole for making this an issue? Okay, so 3 months. I mean, you've expressed that you are uncomfortable with this, and he's told you he thinks you're being insecure. So that is a boundary that you have, regardless of what other people think. You are not comfortable with it. So for me, it would be that, like, I wouldn't be comfortable with it either. Please know that. And I would have said something. So please know I'm so with you. I don't think you are. But I also think that you've been shown that he isn't respecting your boundary on this. And actually, do you want someone that's going to continuously do that to you? Not the a-hole, but you might be if you continue this and expect a difference. Conversation matters. I believe that every couple's going to be different. I wouldn't want that, whereas some people might not mind. And I think it's individual. And if that's your boundary and that's been broken, that tells you everything. We're really hitting some points here. I like this. Next. Hi, CJ. I went on a first date in Exeter. We've really got local ones here. I did ask Reddit for local. The guy picked the restaurant, ordered starters, mains, and a bottle of wine. When the bill came, he asked to split it down the middle. I only had one main and a soft drink. I told him I'd rather just pay for what I had, and he said I was being stingy, and it gave him the ick. Am I the a-hole for refusing to split the bill evenly on a first date? It's conversations. So big. Okay, I think that in the current climate where the 50-50 conversation is happening, I think that's fair to evenly, I don't know. I personally, I just, why isn't he paying for it? Did you guys not click? Did you not have that chemistry? It concerns me that he wanted to pay half and like you're not interested in each other. So just why wouldn't you split half just evenly? But I also understand we're in a culture where we can go on a work night and it becomes really awkward when we talk about how we're going to pay for the bill. So I think, or I believe, maybe just a British thing, but just to have an open conversation. And I don't want to sit on a fence here. I don't know how to answer this because on my dates, on first dates, I will either just pay because I go for coffee, or they pay. It's no big deal, like one or the other. But if someone asked to split it, that I would split it, and that would make me ponder that they maybe weren't that interested. And maybe, come at me. Okay. I'm gonna say yeah, just pay half. You were both part of it to pay half. But I also understand. That's an awful one. Awful. The last one. Dear CJ, I've been seeing this woman for 6 weeks after meeting on Bumble. It's going well. We've been on multiple dates, met friends, and slept together. Last week, she asked me to delete the apps. I said I wasn't ready because we hadn't had the exclusivity chat. She flipped, said if I was serious about her, I wouldn't need the apps. I said it felt too soon. Now she's ghosted me. Am I the a-hole for not deleting the apps after just 6 weeks? There's going to be a different opinion, but my opinion is yes. Why are we not having this chat? Do you not like her enough to decide? Are you not able to decide? What more do you need to know? 6 weeks is a long time to not show commitment to someone. And especially if they've had the courage to actually say, can you get off the apps? I would say you are. I really believe that if you're dating and you've gone, a couple dates and you're like, I like this person, I'm sleeping with them, why the fuck are we still getting more matches and likes? You're naturally going to lose interest in this person you're dating because you're getting other options at you. You're opening yourself up to more options. I understand that this dating culture is completely flipped and crazy and it doesn't make sense. But one person at a time isn't a hard concept to grasp, that you are able to really put trust in this relationship and give it your time at the beginning and give it your all at the beginning. Why not? I baffled me. So yes, I'm going to say you are the a-hole. And can we? The free date rule really works. After 3 dates, surely don't you know if you just want to commit to this person and focus? I don't know. Maybe we should create a handbook. I always am open to people disagreeing with me and giving me their side, because I am very one person, one time. And I appreciate that for people that don't feel like there's many options to them, keeping them options open makes you feel safer. However, you are not giving your undivided attention to this one person. So how could you possibly judge it correctly? And if this is going to be a good partner for you, you could miss everything. You could miss a good person. So lecture over. Lecture over. Okay. That was the 4 Am I the A-hole? I think from this, I would really like to take away that we are using the excuses of why we ghost instead of taking accountability of how savage ghosting is, and how just one 5-word message saying I'm not feeling this anymore is better than completely ignoring someone. I also would like that you, when getting into dating, you are having these conversations about boundaries and what you like and don't like in a relationship, and seeing if they blend. And I guess the one that tripped me up, the split bill. This world has become so everyone's got their own opinion, that I think as long as you can communicate yours and stand by it, and whatever reasons they are, that's for you. I really got stuck on that one. I really got stuck. Okay, everyone. Thank you for joining me with Am I the A-hole edition, showing us that we're the problem. I think as much as I want to help and give people that like optimism and love again, I also am very aware that our behaviours need to change before that happens as well. So that was today's episode. I really want to thank you for taking this time and listening. Please drop anything in the comments. I am going to be doing an episode in a couple of weeks where the get to know me episode, we get to go a bit deeper. And what I'm going to do is offer people to send me questions, but privately. So I won't know who sent the questions. And I think that will get the sort of best response and the juiciest questions. So please look out for that and throw any questions my way. Otherwise, I want to wish you a lovely rest of your day at whatever point you watch this. And please keep believing in love, because what else? What else is there? Bye, guys.